Today, we are digging into Atomic Habits, a book with a pretty radical idea when you think about it. What if the biggest, most incredible changes in your life don't come from some huge, life-altering event? What if they actually come from the tiny, almost invisible things you do every single day? It's an idea that could completely flip how you think about success. So, let's dive in.
Really think about it for a second. When we want to do something big, get in shape, start a company, learn a new language, our first thought is usually to go all in. We think we need this massive, heroic push to get there. But what if that's exactly where we're going wrong?
So you've got these two ideas. On one side, you have the go big or go home approach. It's super exciting for a week, maybe two, but let's be honest, it almost always burns out. But on the other side, you have the core concept of atomic habits, just trying to get 1% better every single day. It doesn't sound like much, right? But that is where the magic happens over time. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at the surprising math behind why small habits lead to huge results. Then, we'll figure out why changing is so darn hard for all of us. After that, we'll walk through a super simple 4-step plan for building good habits and for crushing bad ones. And you're going to want to stick around because we'll end with a trick you can use to start, literally right now. All right, first up, the mind-blowing power of compounding. You know how interest works in a bank account, right? Well, your habits work the exact same way. Every little good habit you do is like putting a penny in the bank. It grows and grows. And, well, every tiny bad habit, that grows too, just in a much more toxic direction. So what is an atomic habit? The name is actually pretty clever. Atomic means two things here. First, it means tiny, like an atom, the smallest possible piece. But it also refers to the source of a huge amount of power, like in an atomic explosion. So an atomic habit is a tiny change that eventually unleashes incredible energy in your life. And the big idea here is so simple. Your goal isn't to be perfect overnight. It's just to get 1% better every single day. That's it. It's so small, so manageable. There's no excuse not to aim for it. Now, check out the math on this, because this is where it gets crazy. 1% better a day doesn't sound like a lot, but if you actually did that for a full year, you wouldn't be 365% better. No, you'd be over 37 times better than when you started. That is compounding in action, and it is absolutely staggering. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Time is going to magnify whatever you repeatedly do. If you have good habits, time is on your side. It's your best friend, working for you 24/7. But if you have bad habits, time becomes your worst enemy, slowly but surely working against you. So, if these small changes are so powerful, why on earth is it so hard to stick with them? Here's the secret. The problem isn't you. It's your system. We're all obsessed with goals, but the real key to change is to forget about the goals and focus on your systems instead. Okay, imagine change has 3 layers, like an onion. On the outside layer, you have your outcomes. That's the what you want, like losing weight. The middle layer is your process. That's the how, like your diet and exercise plan. But the deepest layer, the core, is your identity. And most of us try to change from the outside in, which is totally backwards. And this is the absolute key takeaway. Real, lasting change has to come from the inside out. You have to change your identity first. The goal isn't just to run a marathon. It's to become a runner. The goal isn't just to write a novel. It's to become a writer. See the difference? It's a small shift in words, but it changes everything. Okay, so we get it. Focus on systems, focus on identity. But how do we actually do that? Well, this brings us to the really practical, nitty-gritty part of Atomic Habits, a simple 4-step framework you can use to build literally any habit you want. And here they are, the 4 laws. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. To build a good habit, you just have to follow these 4 steps. Let's break them down one by one. First step, make it obvious. A lot of the time we think we lack motivation, but really we just lack clarity. So be super specific. Not, I'll work out more, but I will do 15 push-ups at 7 a.m. in my living room. And, even more important, set up your environment to help you. Want to practice guitar? Don't leave it in the case in the closet. Put it on a stand right in the middle of the room. Second, make it attractive. Our brains are hardwired to chase pleasure. So you could hack this. Link a habit you want to do with something you love to do. Like, I can only listen to my favorite podcast while I'm on my daily walk. Or even better, join a group where the thing you want to do is just normal. We are so influenced by the people we hang out with.
Law number 3, and this one is a game changer. Make it easy. Think of it this way. Every habit has a certain amount of friction, right? Your job is to reduce that friction as much as possible. Make it so simple to start that it's harder not to do it. The goal at the beginning isn't to be amazing, it's just to show up. That's the real victory. And finally, number 4, make it satisfying. Here's the thing about our brains. If a behavior feels good, we're going to do it again. The problem is, the rewards for good habits, like getting in shape, are way off in the future. So you need to give yourself a little immediate win. Even something as simple as putting an X on a calendar can give you that little dopamine hit that tells your brain, hey, that was awesome. Let's do that again tomorrow. So that's how you build good habits. But what about the other side of the equation? What about all those bad habits we want to get rid of? Well, it's actually beautiful how simple it is. You just take those 4 laws and you flip them completely upside down. See? It's a perfect mirror image. To break a bad habit, you want to make it invisible, so you don't even think about it. Make it unattractive, so you focus on the downsides. Make it difficult, so there's a ton of friction. And finally, make it unsatisfying, so there's some kind of immediate cost or annoyance when you do it. And honestly, one of the most powerful things you can do is just make the bad habit incredibly difficult, or even impossible. You want to stop mindlessly scrolling on your phone for hours? Don't just try to use willpower. That's a losing battle. Just delete the apps. By adding that much friction, having to go to the app store, re-download it, log in, you're way less likely to even bother. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but what about right now? This very minute? How do you actually get started and beat that horrible feeling of procrastination? The secret weapon here is the 2-minute rule. It's so simple. Whatever habit you want to build, you have to shrink it down until it takes less than 2 minutes to do. So read every night becomes read 1 page. Do yoga for 30 minutes becomes roll out my yoga mat. You're not trying to achieve the whole goal, you're just trying to start. And that's really the whole point. Starting a new habit shouldn't feel like this huge, daunting challenge. The 2-minute rule is all about mastering the art of just showing up. You can build on it later. You can optimize it later. But for now, you just need to start. Make it so easy you can't possibly say no. So, I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget about all the big, ambitious plans for just a second. What is the one tiny atomic habit that you can start today, right now, that would take you less than 2 minutes, but would set you on the path to becoming the person you truly want to be?